They say the heart can only stretch so far before it breaks, but no one tells you how quiet that breaking can be. No shatter, no scream, just a shift, like breath caught mid-sentence. It had been a month since Aanya first met Rayen through a poem, 30 nights of whispered voice notes and messages that felt more like silk than text. 30 nights of slipping out of her life and into his words. And now, tonight, he wanted to see her. Not as a name, not as a voice, but as a face. She sat in bed, laptop balanced on her knees. Her heart didn't beat faster, it beat louder, like it was trying to speak before she did. She almost didn't turn the camera on, but then she did, and there he was. "Hi, poet girl." His voice was softer on video, like he didn't want to scare the moment away. His hair messy, his eyes tired, but his smile was the kind that made you feel like sunrise. "You're real, and you're beautiful, even more than I imagined." Brief silence, the kind that holds more than words. They didn't speak much at first, just looked. Like two people who'd read each other's souls and were now meeting the skin they lived in. They talked for 2 hours, about dreams, regrets, that scar on his wrist from a childhood fall, that mole on her neck no one noticed except her. He made her laugh, the kind of laugh that made her tilt her head back and forget she was married. Forget the way Dev's shirt still hung in the closet. Forget that this moment wasn't hers to keep. And then, softly, "Rayen, I wish I could touch you." Not in the crude way, but in the devastatingly gentle way. Like his fingers just wanted to memorize the story her shoulders told. Aanya, whispering, "You already have." Dev, downstairs, a cake box unopened. He checks his phone. 11:41 p.m. He wasn't a fool. He hadn't been for a while. He knew when someone was slipping, and he could feel her slipping. She had stopped asking about his day, stopped reaching for his hand in the car. Her body was still warm beside him, but her soul? It was in another room, with someone else. He thought about confronting her, demanding the truth, but some part of him feared hearing it aloud, because once truth is spoken, it can't be taken back. Back to Anya's room. The call ends. She stared at the blank screen for a long time, fingers hovering, not texting, just grieving a moment while it still echoed. She didn't sleep that night, not because she was guilty, but because she felt full, and that fullness scared her more than anything else. The next morning. Dev was already up, coffee brewed, toast untouched. Dev, softly, "You okay?" She nodded, a little too quickly. "Dev, you've been somewhere else lately." Aanya, "Just tired. A lie so ordinary it hurt less to believe." Dev, quietly, "Do you still want this?" She looked up, the kind of question that held 100 smaller ones behind it. Aanya, whisper, "I don't know." That truth, small and brutal, hung between them like steam over coffee. Later that day, she writes a message to Rayen. "I don't know if I can keep doing this. Seconds pass, then minutes. If it's too much, I'll understand. But I need you to know. I haven't felt this alive in years, and I don't regret a single second." She didn't respond, not yet. Because part of her wished he'd just say something wrong, so she could walk away with anger instead of ache. He called again that night. She answered, voice quieter than usual. "Are we okay?" "We were never supposed to be anything, that's the problem." "But we are." Silence again. And then, for the first time, she cried, not like a heroine, but like a woman who had stretched herself thin between duty and desire, between what she was taught to be and who she was becoming. "If this is goodbye, don't make it clean. Don't wrap it in logic." Aanya, whispering, "Then what do I wrap it in?" Rayen, "Wrap it in poetry, in the mess we made, in the ache I'll carry for a long, long time." And somehow that was the most beautiful goodbye she could imagine. Love doesn't always die with a slam. Sometimes it fades like the last light before dusk, not because it was wrong, but because life makes poetry impossible to hold too long. She didn't delete his messages. She didn't block him. She just stopped replying. He didn't chase her. Maybe he knew chasing her would be like chasing a falling star. Bright, beautiful, and gone before morning. Dev walked in quietly. No confrontation, no demands, Just a man choosing to stay, even while knowing he was holding only half of her heart. And she let him. Like, subscribe and turn on notification for more Ink and Intimacy stories.